Broadcasting very fast and very dangerous from the planet Malastare. You are listening to So Wizard.
You're thinking, people gonna die?
The only podcast to make the Kessel run in under 12 parsecs.
There'll be no one to stop us this time.
What's going on, everybody? It is time for the live stream for The Cure. This is the So Wizard Podcast Special Edition, 1997 Special Edition. See the dewback walk in front of me as I introduce the queen of all nerds, Aubrey Litchfield.
I don't know where I am, what day it is, what time it is.
Time is meeting us in the corona madness.
It is.
And the expert, Mr. Marcellus Reagan.
What's the time? It's time to get ill. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show.
And our special guest, Mr. Epic Film Guys, Nick.
Find him. Save Martha.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, hi, guys.
Hello.
This is the most alert and alive I'm going to sound during the entire live stream for The Cure. This is the weirdest time slot that this is going to play in because I'm like right before this and then right after it, I'm going to sound really dead.
It's okay. Yeah. You'll always sound more alive than me.
Yes.
Well, we are pre-recording this to make sure we don't have any nonsense with technical difficulties. We can get you guys a good 50-something minutes of So Wizard
if we need to.
Of So Wizard podcast action. We're going to count down our top 3 feel-good movies of all time. But before we get started, Nick, it's great to have you. Thank you for having us on the live stream for The Cure.
Thank you guys for doing it again. Second year in a row, even though we couldn't get Marcellus sorted out to get him on the air with us last year, which made me really sad. But yeah, I love you guys. Absolutely love your show. And I'm just so thrilled to have you guys here. We already hit the goal, I'm sure, by now. Like we're at like 20,000 now, probably. Hopefully.
Whew.
I don't know.
Knocking on wood right now.
Ugh. I'm either going to sound really smart or really dumb in like 2 weeks' time.
A lot of money.
Awesome. Well, I mean, let's just jump into it then. You know, we got our top 3 feel-good movies. Obviously, it's movies that make us feel good. It's not like a definitive list of feel-good movies that we sat down and hashed out or anything. We are definitely not professional movie reviewers.
No.
Not like Epic Film Guys. So
listen, we have never made that claim, although we do have the God of Podcasting on the show. So, yeah.
When he starts talking about a movie, sometimes I feel myself getting dumber by the second because I'm like, man, I don't like movies like this. I feel dumb.
I just feel my thighs quivering.
Sometimes I just look away.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start with our guest, Nick. What is your number 3 feel-good movie of all time?
So
you made a list in advance, right? You're not just doing this off the top of your head.
Off the cuff.
I could do it off the top of my head, but I'm not going to. But I told you before we started recording, I was like, or not before, sometime, whenever. I was like, I'm going to make the anti-Prezula list.
Oh, God. Poor Paul.
So there's some musicals coming up in my list, but my number 3 is not a musical. It's actually...
Cats.
Butthole cut only. It is the film. I don't know. Nobody's ever seen it. Sometimes I feel like, but it's a film starring Amy Adams and Meryl Streep. It's called Julie and Julia, and it chronicles part of the life of Julia Child, played by Meryl Streep, and also a part of the life of Julie Powell, who decides to write a blog and cook every dish in Julia Child's cookbook. And it kind of parallels their kind of journeys back and forth and whatever. I don't know why, but I always just cry dumb, happy tears at the end of that movie. Mm-hmm. Couldn't tell you why.
Because the movie's over?
No.
I've heard that it's a really good movie. I personally have never watched it, but my mom has watched it and she absolutely loves it.
Nick has a taste of someone's mom in movies.
That is.
To be fair, I have
true.
such a strange taste in movies. So.
We know.
You are in good company with me, Aubrey. Good company.
Marcellus, have you ever seen this?
Of course I have. Yeah, I love that movie. I've only seen it once.
Do you like it more than Bloodshot?
Ooh, it's close.
I hope so.
It's a close battle between those two. I think Bloodshot gets it though.
Yikes. It's about family, Mark. It's about family. All right. Well, we'll go on to the next person. Marcellus, what is your number 3?
All right. So again, this is a list of movies that I personally will put on if I'm having like a tough week, if I want to put myself in a good mood, something that's going to kind of lighten me up a little bit. So my number 3 is a 1993 drama directed by Steve Zalian, who used to be a writer, or actually he still is a writer, but this is his directorial debut. It's called Searching for Bobby Fischer. It's about a 7-year-old kid who finds a chess piece in a park in New York City, and it kind of opens up his mind to the world of playing chess. And he's actually really good at it. Turns out to be a prodigy with it. So it's about him learning about different methods of playing chess. Lawrence Fishburne is teaching him one way. Ben Kingsley, an actor for some reason I just can't get away from these days.
You mean the star of Blood Rain and Robot Overlords?
Yes, that Ben Kingsley, that Academy Award winner, Ben Kingsley. He's a teacher who's teaching, the character's name is Josh, teaching Josh another method. And it's basically about what happens when you enter to a world of competitiveness as a 7-year-old. What does that do to you? What does that do to your family? It's an amazing movie. And even just watching a trailer, I get emotional. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies, and I just watched it again last week. So 1993, Searching for Bobby Fischer. Exactly.
Yeah. I think we all have very different definitions of a feel-good movie.
Oh, just you wait, baby.
Oh, Jesus, I'm scared. All right, Aubrey, save us. I mean, what's your number 3 pick?
So my number 3 pick is Sweet Home Alabama.
Nice.
With Reese Witherspoon. Came out in 2002. And when Mark started rattling off the dates that movies came out, I quickly looked up all my movies. Oh shit, I must look like a professional. I absolutely love Reese Witherspoon. She is hands down my favorite actress, always has been. And this movie is just, it has a nice blend of like feel good, romance, comedy type stuff. It has a good ending. Reese Witherspoon goes out to New York to become a fashion designer.
Well, spoilers.
But came out in 2002. She ends up engaged to Patrick Dempsey.
Ew.
And has to go back home to Alabama to finalize a divorce that should have been finalized like years prior. And so there's kind of that navigating through her past kind of stuff. So
is that the movie where there's a lady that has a baby in a bar? I remember that line from a trailer.
You have a baby in a bar. Yes. And that actress was actually in Ever After as one of the evil stepsisters to Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, I love her. Melanie Linsky. She's in Heavenly Creatures, another one of my favorite Peter Jackson movies. That's besides the point.
I haven't seen any of these movies.
Get out of here.
I saw Sweet Home Alabama like ages and ages ago, but I will stand up and also stand for Reese Witherspoon. She is amazing.
I love her so much. She can just become any character she wants to, and I think that that's really special. She plays certain characters, but she also has tried to play different characters too, and she does a really good job at those as well.
Which guy is Patrick Duffy?
Dempsey,
Patrick Dempsey.
He was the Can't Buy Me Love guy from the 80s.
Was he on Grey's Anatomy?
Yes.
And he was in Enchanted, right?
Yes.
Okay, because that's where I remember him from. Because I remember when I saw Enchanted in the movie theater with my daughter, at the end of the movie, she was confused why Amy Adams would decide to stay with the ugly old guy.
Damn.
Excellent. All right. Well, I guess it's my turn. Finally, some good movies will get talked about. Excellent.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
It's not that bad. My list is not that crazy. So my number 3 is a movie that always gets me up.
Backdoor Sluts 9.
I was just going to say it's Belladonna is Weapons of Ass Destruction.
No surprise.
2002 production.
No surprise.
I was going to say Ass Horse from Planet Squirt, but I know that would make you sick, Mark. So shout out to Kelly Wells and Flower Tucci. No, my number 3 movie is Kurt Russell and the 1980 men's Olympic hockey team defeating Russia in Miracle 2004.
Man, this is the Dan Brennick pick if I've ever heard one. God.
Oh, no. I love this movie. Obviously, glorification of the United States. It's big time 80s event that happened. I don't know, Aubrey, you probably weren't born yet, but the United States hockey team was a bunch of kids playing against older and much more experienced Russian hockey players that hadn't lost in a long time, and they were able to pull it together and win the game when no one thought they could. It also features an amazing performance by Kurt Russell, but when isn't there an amazing performance by Kurt Russell? And he gives the speech in the locker room before the game, which makes you want to run through a brick wall. It is just an awesome movie. It's Miracle 2004. You guys ever see it?
I never have.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, that's negative.
Mark?
Yeah, that's a classic. That is a classic film. Kurt Russell's pants should just win an award on their own. That 70s style is amazing.
Yeah, it was 1980, but it was right on the cusp of the 70s, so the style hadn't really reset yet.
Yep.
He's got that 80s like haircut in it too. It's great. It's great. It's on Disney Plus. So Nick or Aubrey, if you guys want to watch an awesome movie, check it out.
And I'd have to get Disney Plus.
You don't already have it?
No. Why would I get it?
I'd have to turn on my TV.
Aubrey, you don't have time to watch anything that's not for a podcast anyway.
Yeah, I don't watch anything that's not for the podcast. I'm so lazy.
Shut up and watch Capone. All right. Next, let's go back to Nick for number 2.
Oh, man. I'm so excited for my number 2 and my number 1. So
Scared. I'm very scared.
Back in the summer of 2008, one of the most amazing movies of all time graced cinema screens.
Iron
on
Man?
the same weekend as The Dark Knight. Mamma Mia is my number 2.
Oh, no way. No.
Boo this man!
When a movie could like literally get me up out of my seat, dancing, singing along. I don't even like ABBA, or at least I didn't until I saw the movie. And like I can get up out of my seat and I can just sing along. And I'm just like, I think last time I did it, I was out in my kitchen making pasta, making lasagna sheets so I could make lasagna. And I was just sitting there like swiveling my hips back and forth and dancing and everything. Oh man, let me tell you, feel good. I felt great. I feel great every time I'm done watching that movie. Every time.
You make lasagna by scratch?
Yeah. It's really easy.
He actually makes it by swiveling his hips. So.
Exactly. That's how I roll it out.
I buy the oven ready pasta sheets.
I used to, but then one time I made pasta homemade for lasagna, and I will never buy anything again ever.
That's why I don't even try it, because
so
then I
easy.
will never do it again. And
See?
I'm too lazy for such nonsense. And not be bothered.
How many extra donations could we get if we just streamed you dancing in your kitchen and cooking?
I hope a lot. Oh, I would totally do that. Listen, there is very little that I would not do to get some donations for cancer research right about now.
Get the assless chaps out. Let's go.
Exactly.
Nick, how would you feel about an Ace of Base sequel to this movie?
I mean, they already made a bad sequel to it, so whatever they made would be better than Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. Only because it's like they were just like, we're just going to reuse all the same songs we did in the first movie, and it's like, but why?
The first one was really good. I did not watch the second one, but the first one is pretty good.
Yeah,
I will give you that.
I would be down with an Ace of Base. Listen, I'd be down with anything. I'm a musicals kind of guy. That's why my list is the anti-Perzula list, because man, he's cringing right now somewhere.
It depends on the musical. Rocky Horror, Grease 2, I'm all in. But Yeah,
Rocky Horror's so good. Oh man,
Yes,
why didn't
it
I think
is.
of Rocky Horror? Damn it.
because it's not that much fun to watch at home.
Yeah,
What are you
true.
talking about? It was so much fun to watch. I was totally into it when we were watching it.
Do you not dress up in your living room every time you watch it, like by yourself?
No,
Oh, oops.
I don't think my marriage could survive throwing toast all over the living room.
Gonna turn my microphone down now. Just you.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Boo this man. Boo.
Boo this man!
All right, Marcellus, we're going back to you for number 2.
All right, so number 2, speaking of musicals, this is a
God.
classic, heartwarming story of a Greek
I already
god.
know what it is.
If you listen to So Wizard podcast, you know exactly what movie I'm talking about. 1980, Olivia Newton-John, Gene Kelly, Michael Beck. That's right, Xanadu.
Oh, where's what no sound?
What? No.
Oh, I totally, you know what? I'm sorry. I totally could have played this for myself, and I'll play it for you, Marcellus.
How dare you?
There you go.
Marcellus, why do you like this movie so much?
Because at the ripe age that I saw this movie, it made a huge impression on me as far as a movie that could encapsulate so many different genres. It's part 40s, it's part 80s. There's an animated sequence in the middle of it. It's about Greek gods. It has special effects. They threw everything but the kitchen sink into this movie, and it just expanded my mind to what films could be. Good films, bad films, that's besides the point. Xanadu stands on its own. It's completely original, and I love this movie. It puts me in a good mood. Plus, after Grease 1, I had a huge crush on Olivia Newton-John, so I was all about it. Anything that she was in. So, yeah, that's my pick. Number 2, Xanadu.
You're a big
The
fan of
thoughts
roller
of Mark
skating.
Ellis do not reflect the morals and viewpoints of the rest of the So Wizard podcast.
Its sponsors or subsidiaries.
cut that disclaimer and put it at the beginning. Oh, I should do that for our show. God, everything Justin says, I feel like I should have that just queued up and ready.
I saw Xanadu at a very impressionable age also a couple years ago when we did it on the podcast. It was fucking awful. I remember that, Mark, that was right after Tom left.
Yeah.
And he had to watch that, but never got to record the episode talking about it. So you made him watch Xanadu.
There's a part of my soul that's really happy about that, too. I'm not going to lie.
That's great. That's right. All right. Well, that poor man. All right, Aubrey, number 2. Take a number 2 for us. What do you got?
Number 2 is 1985's The Goonies.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
I
You
love
just opened
the
up a
Goonies.
door that cannot be closed.
Oh, no.
I love The Goonies. And maybe it's because of my age, but every time The Goonies is on, I watch The Goonies. They never say die.
Nick, how do you feel about the Goonies?
I could sum it up in 2 words.
I was going to make my number 2 The Wedding Singer, so if
See,
that
I would have
makes
been
it any
totally on
better.
board for that.
It was a toss-up. It was a tie between The Wedding Singer and The Goonies, but then I decided on The Goonies because I just like The Goonies.
See, that's how, like, when he sings the song in The Wedding Singer where he's like, somebody kill me, please. That's like if you made me watch The Goonies. That's I'd be singing that song the whole time.
It was unfortunate. 'Cause The
Nick, why do you hate the Goonies so much?
I think for me, and there's a lot of movies like this in the 80s that Justin has made me watch or has wanted to make me watch as part of the show. And I mean, I think that there's a lot of 80s movies that are like that they just have to have that kind of nostalgia factor built into them. Like either have to have watched them when you were young or watched them when like they came out originally. One of the two, I don't know. So yeah, it just doesn't play that well for me. I don't find it charming. I don't find it fun. I don't find it entertaining. I just find it like I like watch it stone faced. The Paul right now is seething somewhere. Man.
I
don't know.
do like the Goonies. I don't love it as much as other people. I definitely don't dislike it as much as Nick here, but I always felt that Monster Squad was the superior 80s kids group movie. So
Maybe I would have felt that way had I watched Monster Squad before you guys made me watch it. But I've been watching the Goonies for so long that maybe that's the piece.
Yeah, Goonies is a classic movie. It's definitely like the American Pie, all American movie that everyone can enjoy. Monster Squad, you got to have a little bit of an edge to enjoy that movie. So yeah, I totally agree with you, Aubrey. Goonies, definitely.
What about the Goonies 2? They've been threatening to make a sequel for what, 30 plus years now? Or would you be interested in that, Aubrey?
No.
No.
I'm not a sequel kind of lady. I saw it once. I don't really need to see it a second time.
Nick, how mad would you be if a sequel to the Goonies was announced?
I mean, it'd be like one of those kind of things where, and this is just for lovers of the Goonies, it would never, ever live up to expectations. Literally ever. No matter what they did. I mean, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't even go see it. But like Justin would go see it, and then like the podcast the week after that would literally just be Justin sobbing uncontrollably for like 90 minutes. Actually, wait, I want that sequel to come out now. I want that to happen.
Now you're all in. All right. Awesome. All right. Well, my number 2 is a movie that is on my top 10 list of all time favorite movies. And it came out in 1996. It is Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, Independence Day.
That's right.
I should have had 2.
This is one of my all-time favorite movies. It has everything I like: action, spaceships and airplane dogfights, glorification of the United States military.
America. That's what those movies are all about.
I promised you fireworks, didn't I, Mark? Sometimes when I get down, I'll just watch like just certain scenes on YouTube, and some of them are really shitty in quality, like someone recording their TV with their phone.
Nice.
But it just hits me right in the feels, man. When Russell comes in at the end to save the day, and the missile won't fire, and he's like, "Tell my children I love them very much."
Don't, man, don't. I'm gonna start. Gotcha.
And it's just like, fuck yeah. I remember seeing this in the movie theater, and we went to go see it, and this was a million years ago. So like there weren't advanced tickets that you could buy or anything like that. And we got there early, and then shit was sold out. So we had to wait in line for 2.5 hours just to get into the next showing. And it was like a fucking, like this shit was packed. And then like when the alien ship exploded at the end, people were like cheering like it was a fucking rock concert. It was it was out of control. It was a great time that I had at the movies. It's a great movie, and it makes you want to pump your fist and love America. And I watch it at least once a year on July 4th, but usually 2 or 3 times other than that. So 1996, Independence Day, my number 2. Back to Nick for his number 1 feel-good movie of all time.
Bitches can't get enough of my stuff.
Oh, that's not it. Sorry.
I love that movie.
Your number 1 is The Stuff?
Oh, but so picture, if you will, John Travolta. Okay. Put him in a fat suit. Put him in drag.
Jesus Christ.
That's right.
The Fanatic?
It's Battlefield Earth?
Yeah. Gotti. It's Gotti, right?
Oh my God. No, it's Hairspray. Oh my God, it's Hairspray. Talking about jumping out of, like, I can't even sit down when I watch Hairspray because I'm like literally like singing along with all the songs and dancing and everything. I adore it so much. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I will just put on Good Morning Baltimore, and I am immediately in the best mood ever. And then I will burn through that entire soundtrack. It's amazing.
You know, that movie was just on. I was actually just watching it like a little while ago, and yeah, Zac Efron is actually pretty good in that movie. I forgot he actually had some talent.
Yep. It's a great movie. It's a great movie about, you know, race relations in the 60s and everything, which I think is absolutely wonderful just in that regard. But the music is so I feel like I haven't heard Joey in a minute. I feel like we broke him. But
no, I was just confused because I'm like, wait a minute. I saw this movie and I thought Divine was the mom in this movie.
No, the John Waters version, I think, the one that was made in the 80s, the one the non-musical one, because it wasn't a musical originally.
Ah, okay. Now I'm not so confused.
Yeah. But no, I absolutely adore this movie. And then when you get to the end of the movie, it's literally like 20 straight minutes of You Can't Stop the Beat, which is just one of the most, like, talking about fist pumping, like one of the most like exciting, like fist pumping songs ever. You've got John Travolta in a giant fat suit shaking a giant fake fat ass. And
if that's your thing,
you've got Queen Latifah in there just belting it out. Forget about it, man. I love it so much.
It was better than the end of Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Nothing is better than the end of Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. Oh, this hashtag Can of Quarantine will kill me at some point. King Solomon's Mines came really close.
Wow.
I was dying listening to that because I remember renting that movie with my entire family.
Oh, my.
And we all loved it. And I definitely know that we made sure to rent the sequel when it was released.
I want to watch the sequel, but I don't want to punish myself that much.
They were filmed back to back. You kind of have to.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just go run around your backyard yelling Quartermain over and over. You'll have appropriated Sharon Stone's role in the movie. Excellent. All right, Marcellus, number 1. What do you got?
All right, so number 1 is a documentary, actually.
Oh, boy. Dear Zachary.
Oh, God.
Nope, right over my head. So this one actually came out in 2004. It's called Empire of Dreams, the story of the Star Wars trilogy, directed by Kevin Burns. And it's all about a young buck filmmaker named George Lucas who wanted to make this weird, crazy science fiction movie that no one understood. No one wanted to help him do it. And he found some guy who just believed in his talent, not in the story, not in the characters, but believed in him and gave him a chance to do it. And it was an uphill battle all the way. And seeing this young filmmaker stick to his guns, try to create something that hasn't been done before, and do it just because he wanted to. It's one of the best independent movies, even though it was backed by a studio. It's one of the most independently produced ideas that I've ever enjoyed. I love Star Wars, and seeing the story of how he got to that point is just, it's so uplifting to me. It makes me believe that I can do anything in the world. So, Empire of Dreams, ironically, it's also streaming on Disney Plus. The story of the Star Wars trilogy.
I have watched that so many times. It's not even funny. I watched it on Disney Plus, I think, the first week that I had the service. So, Nick, I'm sure you've seen this.
You know better. You know I haven't. Come on. Just
are you being serious?
No, I've never seen it. No. Never seen it. Never seen it.
I'm surprised. It's really good. Aubrey, I know you've seen it. I'm not a
documentary person. Like, I really have to be in the right mood to watch a documentary, and most documentaries I am just not there for. Like, it sounds good. Like, he actually, like, Marcellus, I really want to watch it now just off that recommendation. But generally speaking, like, unless somebody really highly recommends a documentary to me, it's not my genre. I stay very far clear of it.
Gotcha.
I love documentaries because I have no soul. Very straightforward and honest.
You can have a soul and like documentaries, Aubrey. It's fine. You can't.
I don't have to have feeling towards it.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, this is the truth I see. I like that.
Okay. Well, now I'm terrified to find out what your number 1 feel-good movie is that you don't have a soul. But
yeah. My number 1 feel-good movie is 2002 epic fantasy adventure film directed by Peter Jackson.
Aragon.
The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Wow.
This movie is fantastic. The Two Towers is hands down my favorite Lord of the Rings movie. Look, I love Lord of the Rings for people that listen to our show, it's come up a little bit. I do have a Lord of the Rings tattoo. I have all the books.
It's a Saruman tramp stamp with tribal all over.
I have the same one. What are the odds?
It's somewhat similar.
I just have the one ring around each nipple on my chest, actually.
I have. So over the Mines of Moria in Elvish, it says "Speak, friend, and enter," and I have that tattooed above my waist. For anybody that didn't know.
I have to ask, and I realize it's inappropriate, but has anyone ever been trying to have adult relations with you and been like, friend?
No, but it really funny is when I was giving birth to Noah, and the gynecologist knew exactly what it was.
Nice.
And I was like, you shall deliver my child.
Can you read this Elvish here? Yes, I can. You may deliver this child.
He replied, melon, which is the Elvish version of friend. So it was hysterical. Like, you are the best.
That's awesome. I'm going to get my my Wookiee tramp stamp done next week.
So this movie, the Two Towers, and I choose the Two Towers because it has the Battle of Helm's Deep in it. The Riders of Rohan are in it. It has the most epic soundtrack out of all of the Lord of the Rings movies. It is just, it's the bulk of the story. It's fantastic. This is where they go to Rohan. The king in Rohan is taken over by Saruman. They have to free him. Gandalf comes back as Gandalf the White, and it's just epic. This is the best Lord of the Rings movie out of all three. It is action-packed out of all three of the movies. This one has the bulk of the action in it, and it's just, it's so good. It's so good.
Awesome. I agree. It's my favorite Lord of the Rings movie also. Nick, how about you?
Fellowship for me.
Oh, there's not really a wrong answer to that. It's not.
I don't really think there is either. Because they're all. I don't think you can view one of them like. You're never going to just sit down. I mean, I may be wrong, like maybe you guys do, but I'm never just going to sit down and watch one of them. I will just sit down and watch all of them.
There have been times when they're just randomly on TV for no reason, and I'll watch like 45 minutes of it here or there.
Right?
But
yeah. If I'm only going to watch,
it's definitely not like when somebody tries to talk about how awesome like Attack of the Clones is or something, and you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? Like.
Like the best Star Wars movie. What are you talking about?
Oh, this man.
The death sticks. You don't want to eat any death. Eat any. I don't even know the dialogue. I'm just like, ugh.
You don't want to sell death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life.
My God in heaven.
Yeah. Somebody
was
a
while since I've seen it, but
Dexter's Diner. Oh God, it's like the worst part of any Star Wars movie in history.
It belongs to one of them cloners.
Oh God, it's so bad. Marcellus, how about you? Your favorite Lord of the Rings movie, Two Towers, or no?
No, Return of the King, man. Return of the King all the way. Oof. It has it's all
over the place.
The best scene out of all three of those movies is the very, very end where, Aragorn gets the crown. He's walking with Liv Tyler. He's got the chick. Goes up to the hobbits, and they're about to kneel in front of him. He's like, no, my friends, you kneel from no one. Oh,
that's right.
That's the best fucking scene out of all of them.
That's when I start bawling like a baby in that movie. It's right there.
I thought you were going to say when they run in the room and start jumping around on the bed together.
That one is.
That's the second best scene.
Then I'm just jealous that I'm not there also jumping on Frodo's bed.
That's right. I always feel that, Aragorn really should have been with the Eowyn and not Liv Tyler, but it's neither here nor there.
She was a Banff. And Miranda Otto is fantastic in Sabrina and the Teenage Witch.
I was just going to say she's in Sabrina, so I guess that evens out, right?
Yeah.
And, she could still get it, so good for her. All right, so I will go for my number one. This is a movie I saw as a kid. I watch it all the time, and it's absolutely hilarious. There's no way you can watch this movie and not laugh and have a good time. 1986, Tim Burton presents Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Man alive.
I love this movie. I think I've thought it's hilarious since I was a kid. And it's the only movie that I can think of where, 20, 25 years later, I could be watching it with my kids and find new things to laugh at. I had never realized as a kid, never watching this movie. And I'd seen it a lot because it was on HBO all the time. We actually, one of the very few movies we owned on VHS. I'd never realized that Simone took a bus to France from Texas. And I just hit me. I was like, oh my God. It's just hilarious. And it's so quotable. Like even to this day in life, like something will happen and my daughter will say something to my wife and she'll be like, good for you and your father. I know you are, but what am I? Mr. T breakfast cereal. Mickey's entire speech about why he got sent to prison. He took a knife and he cut the tag off the bottom of a mattress and said, do not remove under penalty of law. It's literally like I just sitting here like giggling already, just thinking about these scenes. And it's just fantastic. I absolutely love this movie. I've owned it on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. And you know what? The next format that comes out, I'll own it on that too. Because
have you owned it in Dolby Vision?
No, I have not.
Mm-hmm.
The only downside is that the DVD copy cuts off some of the visual gags from the movie with the remastering. So you don't get to see the sign being pulled on tracks as this car goes by or the chain coming out of the bottom of the bicycle when he's tying it up at the beginning of the movie. But I mean,
man,
even just something like Amazing Larry and his crazy hair. I could go on for hours about this movie, but it is one of my favorites of all time. I love it. Nick, sounds like you are not in disagreement that this is an awesome movie.
I haven't seen it in a long time. It's been a long time, but I do fondly remember it, unlike the Goonies or anything like that. But I do fondly remember it. But I mean, I was going to say, I think I just heard a car door close. Justin literally just jumped in a car and he's on his way to you right now to blow you because I know Justin is a huge Pee-wee fan. So, yeah.
Well, sweet. As a married man, I'll take anything I can get.
Justin's on his way. Just be ready.
Awesome. How about you, Marcellus?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Big Top Pee-wee is probably my favorite out of the Pee-wee cinematic universe. I'm not that big of a fan of the other one.
This man.
Boo this man. I've actually never watched Pee-wee though.
You know what I should have done? Marcellus, say that again. Do it again quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that Big Top Pee-wee is my favorite out of the Pee-wee Herman cinematic universe.
What a story, Mark.
I can't believe I didn't think of that this whole time we've been recording. Man.
I just had a Vietnam flashback.
Oh, God.
40 minutes wasted.
Used to be a big thing on the show. So.
Yeah.
Aubrey, you haven't seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
I have never seen it. Pee-wee was before my time a little bit. And I found him to be really creepy. So I never got into it. 90s cartoons was my age range, and he was really creepy to me.
Now, you were basing this from the TV show, right? From Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. So I never watched the actual movie because he was never inviting for me.
Well, Marcellus, you know what you say when Aubrey hasn't seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Oh, no.
Well, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
So you want that one or the other one?
Oh.
Sure, or the list will work, either one.
Oh.
You just made the list!
Having heart palpitations.
I'll add it to the list. I'm putting it in my note on my phone right now, the list of Aubrey. All right, and that's it. That is our top 3 personal feel-good movies. It's been great, guys. Nick,
imagine what the chat is going like right now during this, because again, this is pre-recorded, and this is going to be unique among the pre-recorded episodes because I'm on it, which is weird. It's going to be like super surreal for me. I'll be passed out on the floor like in a fetal position or something. Dan will be feeding me snacks or something, and
you'll get a nice slices. Little rest. Yeah.
Man,
you get some orange slices.
Us Live
he sucked the blood from the penis and put the balls in his mouth.
Us Live is a pretty good treat on its own. So
someday we'll do a live show, but today is not that day.
Last year we did, and look at how it turned up.
That was terrible.
I mean, Marcellus was there, but I think we got him to like at one point he was just having to hold up a piece of paper that was like, "I can't hear you" or something.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
I had to jump. I jumped in on the chat though. I wasn't completely gone. I'm surprised I actually made it this long through this episode. I'm surprised I'm still here.
Don't say that now. Now your recording software is going to crash.
God, please. Please don't tempt the Audacity gods.
Marcellus is the one that you want to speak, because when me and Joey speak and we're candid, it's not very good. We clam up.
This is how you get 4-star Captain Marvel reviews when I start talking.
Oh no!
So
I think I gave it an extra 1.5 for Brie Larson. Sorry.
That's why Mark does all the interviewing.
I can understand that though, Joey. I can understand that.
That's good.
I get that.
You're not gonna talk trash about her feet?
No. Is that a thing? Do people care about her feet?
No, that's a huge thing online. Is how gross her feet are.
Wow.
I don't. Who cares?
Wasn't there a reason why very different websites?
I don't know. She's hot. I don't care.
It's the number 2 most searched thing on Google.
Is Captain Marvel's feet?
Yeah.
Well, that could be for any celebrity.
Are fucked up.
Are fucked up.
Listen, to be fair,
feet. There's a whole page called wikifeet.com. Joey,
yeah.
It was founded by Quentin Tarantino, probably.
Oh God, I've known this. I just don't publicize it. All right. Well, Nick, thank you so much for coming on with us, and hopefully people are donating to the cause.
They probably all hung up after I said "Mamma Mia." Everybody left. Everybody was like, "No, we're out of here."
The fuck! I love Mario Brothers now.
Thank God this is coming out at the end and not the beginning. Man.
Oh my God,
Brie Larson's demonic feet scare everyone at 2020 Oscars.
Jesus Christ. I guess we know what we're talking about next year on the live stream. We're going to be rating feet.
Oh my God, please.
Yes. Mark the date. Siri, make a reminder.
Oh my Lord. That would be amazing.
Top 3 MCU feet that we love.
Elizabeth Olsen.
People want the sauce.
Karen Gillan.
All right.
Never mind. I can't give it away for free.
Top 20 MCU feet.
It's going to be a long episode. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us here on the live stream for The Cure. Thanks so much, Nick, for having us. Thanks, you guys, for donating and putting up with our nonsense. If you want to listen to more So Wizard podcast, you can find us on
Which you
iTunes. Should. Thank you. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, just about any podcatcher under the sun. You can check out our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, search So Wizard podcast. Tons of free exclusive content on there as well. And we've been doing it for, God, by the time this comes out, 304 straight weeks. And we're just going to keep going because we're masochists with no life. So that's going to do it. Thank you so much for having us on.
Mother.
On behalf of my co-hosts, the queen of all nerds, Aubrey Litchfield.
Did Brie Larson fix her feet for the Avengers Endgame?
And expert, Mr. Marcellus Reagans.
Yeah, everyone, thank you so much for supporting this cause, and everybody have a good week. Wakanda forever.
And of course, epic film guy Nick.
You fucking pile of shit.
That's appropriate.
Thank you again so much for having us. Donate some money. Open up those wallets. We'll see you soon.
Please.
Good journey.